Welcome to the lesson on creating cost codes in the price book. I'm in Price Book Center, which I accessed from the Job Master Pro menu. I have item number 10 displayed on the screen because this is the item that I want to create a cost code for. Although we can do it item by item, it might be more efficient to have Cobra create cost codes for all the items in the price book. Then we can kind of pick and choose which exact items we want to be affected by the price updating services for that vendor. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go into the Costs tab, and you can see any previously set up cost codes for this item. So all a cost code is a way of having more than one supplier's cost in here for that item. Now the first thing we're going to do is go to the right and click open this vendor ID lookup. And as I scroll to the top, what you're going to see in here are first of all 10 user definable suppliers, and I've renamed my first one with a supplier that I use or want to track costs with, because the name of this supplier does not appear on the rest of this list. The rest of this list are suppliers that Cobra currently works with to provide you a price updating service with. So if you don't see a supplier on this list, you can use some of these user definable, up to 10 of them, cost codes, and you can rename those. So the first thing you want to do if you need to use some of these user definable ones is to go up to File and Price Book Default Options, and you can rename up to 10 of these fields here with your own supplier names. Don't forget to click Save though to save them. Now to get them to appear in here for the first time, if you just renamed them, is you need to exit the price book and come back in, because when you come into the price book, that's when this drop down list is loaded. So if you don't see it right away, make sure you exit your Price Book Center and come back in, and you should see it on the list. So the first thing I'm going to do is go up to Utilities and select the option called Create Cost Codes for All Items. Now what this will do is allow you to select the supplier from the list for whom you want to create cost codes. And whether you buy every item from a single supplier or not is really not the point here, because as you'll see in a moment, you can delete cost codes out of this list if you don't buy that item from that particular supplier, that kind of thing. You can do a lot of customizing. But by running this little utility, it's going to go through your entire price book and set up a cost code for that supplier for each item using the trade number that you see displayed for that item above here. So if I click OK, it will give me a progress bar, and it will show me the progress of doing that. But to save time, I won't show you that. But when it is done, you will be able to see for each of your items that that item has a new cost code with that supplier in it. Now, we can customize these prices however we want to. If we're running a price update service, this cost will be updated anyway, but we can also manually change that cost if we don't currently have a price update service for that item. So it's simple as double clicking on that line and then editing the cost over at the right, and then just pressing enter to resave it, and you see the cost has been changed here. Now let's use an alternate price, or cost I should say, when we're pricing out a job. I'm going to exit out of the Price Book Center, and I'm going to go into my Job Center, going to find a job, and I'm going to go into the material posting screen. Now what I'm going to do here is bring up item number 10, and now that I have the item up on the screen, what I can do is hit Control I. There you go. Now you have the item costs for that item, where you can select an alternate one on the fly by double clicking on it. Now notice that that cost changed for that item. There you go. This ends the lesson on setting up cost codes.